In this video, you will learn about linear functions in slope-intercept form. A function whose graph is a line is called a linear function. And you can represent a function with a linear equation in the form ax plus by equals c. And a solution of a linear equation is any ordered pair x comma y that makes the equation true. Now we will talk about the x and y intercept. The x-intercept is the point in which the line crosses the x-axis and is written in ordered pair where it's a number, comma, 0. The y-intercept is the point in which the line crosses the y-axis and it's written in the form where it's 0, comma, a number. Now in this example, the x-intercept is right here. And we would write that the location of the x-intercept is 4, comma, 0. The y-intercept is located right here. And we could say that the y-intercept is located at 0, comma, negative 2. Now the first form of linear equations we're going to talk about is slope-intercept form. Slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b, where m represents the slope of the line and b represents the y-coordinate of the y-intercept. In our first example, it asks what is the equation of each line. Now it tells us that the slope is 1 over 5. So I can rewrite this as m, or the slope, is 1 over 5. It also tells us that the y-intercept is 0, comma, negative 3. So that means that the b value is negative 3. So the equation of the line would be y equals the slope, so 1/5 x minus 3. And that's our final answer. For the next example, it tells us that the slope, or m, equals 6. That means my slope is 6, and the y-intercept is 0, 5. So the b value is 5. So the equation is y equals the slope of 6, x, plus the b value of 5. Now in order to write the equation of this line, we need to know what the slope is and what the y-intercept is. Now the y-intercept is where it crosses the y-axis, which is right here. So my y-intercept is at 0, 4, which indicates that the b value is 4. For the slope, we can use the first coordinate we're given there, as well as this other point to find the slope from the graph. Remember that slope is always rise over run. So in this case, I'm first going to move down 1, 2, 3 units. And since I'm moving down, it's negative 3. I'm moving over 1 unit. So my slope is negative 3 over 1, which just simplifies to just negative 3. So the equation of the line, again, using the y equals mx plus b form, is y equals negative 3x plus 4. Now in order to graph an equation in slope-intercept form, there's a couple of steps we have to follow. First, identify the y-intercept, or the b value, and plot the y-intercept on the graph. Then you're going to use the slope, or the value of m, to find the next point, remembering that slope is rise over run. If the slope is positive, that means you're going to move up and over to the right. If the slope is negative, you're going to move down and over to the right. And then finally, use your ruler to draw in the line. So in order to graph this equation, y equals 2x plus 1, we have to first identify the y-intercept. So using our given equation, the b value is 1, indicating that the y-intercept is at 0, 1. So I can plot my first point there. Then I'm going to use the slope to move on the graph. So my slope value is that positive 2, which I can rewrite as a fraction, so it's 2 over 1. This tells us that the rise is 2 and the run is 1. So I'm going to move up 2 units and over 1 unit. And then I will draw in my line. Make sure that you extend your line throughout the entire graph and put the arrows on both ends. For the final example, we're going to follow the same process. So first we need to identify our b value. Now from the equation, the b value is 5, indicating that the y-intercept is at 0, 5. So I can plot my point there. Then we can identify that the slope is negative 2 over 5. This means that our rise is negative 2, so we're going to move down, and the run is 5, so we're moving to the right. So I'm going to move down 2 units and over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then finally, I will draw in my line and draw the arrowheads at both sides.